After decades of turning a blind eye to the boats, there is a new plan to deal with the floating homes off Sausalito and Tiburon.
Officials could give those owners a safe place to keep their boats while preserving their lifestyle. KPIX 5's Alan Martin has tonight's original report.
Sausalito, the waterfront home to bohemian artists for generations, still attracts people quite content to live not on the pricey hillsides, but as part of the flotilla, on their boats anchored in the bay. Jeff Jacob adopted the anchor out lifestyle here nearly 20 years ago.
Some people are very happy out there. Some people certainly would take shelter. Homelessness is a big issue now, and this group of people are homeless but not boatless.
Jeff and other anchor out owners are pushing back against the recent effort to get these boats off Richardson Bay.
Boats should not be there for years and years and years, especially boats that aren't seaworthy.
Larry Goldsband, executive director of the Bay Conservation and Development Commission, the agency that oversees everything on and in the bay, says that after decades of turning a blind eye, the state and the Richardson Bay Regional Agency want to see all these boats that have been anchored in the bay for years gone.
The bay is not for living on. There is a bright red line. We don't put housing developments in the bay. We don't put shopping malls in the bay. We don't put movie theaters in the bay. We don't let people live on the bay, because that's not what the bay is for.
He doesn't, however, blame the boat owners for what's evolved here.
Neither, candidly, the local governments nor BCDC have adequately enforced the law over the last 20 years.
A complicating factor is the different cities that have jurisdiction on Richardson Bay. There's Belvedere, Tiburon, Mill Valley, even the county. And a while back, Sausalito withdrew from the regional agency that's supposed to oversee the enforcement efforts out on the water. While the RBRA currently studies a way to install permanent moorings for these boat owners as a way to minimize the environmental damage to the bay, many boat owners, according to Jeff Jacob, object to any oversight, let alone eviction.
So I know 40 acres and a mule is not on offer, but nobody can own the water.
Separate from the RBRA, Sausalito has removed many of the abandoned boats in its jurisdiction.
We've gotten rid of marine debris. We've gotten rid of unoccupied boats. We're down now to 18 boats, 16 of which are occupied. Councilwoman
Joan Cox says the city's new plan would get as many as 8 boats off the bay and into slips at local marinas. Sausalito approved $25,000 to start a program that subsidizes slip rental fees.
If we bring them off the water onto a slip, now they're stable and they can actually go get jobs and take care of themselves.
Jim Madden at Sausalito Yacht Harbor has signed on to take in 2 boats.
We'll find out. We'll try it. We'll find out. We'll do our best to make it successful. Try it, and hopefully it works.
Meanwhile, BCDC will be watching to see if those boats disappear and others don't take their place.
The key for our commissioners is going to find out what Sausalito's solution is, how workable it is, and in what time frame it can be accomplished.
For owners like Jeff Jacob, it still might be a tough sell.
You can live on a boat, but you can't sail a house.
In Sausalito, Alan Martin, KPIX 5.
Sausalito has just approved the first 2 boats for its safe harbor program, and others are waiting for final inspections to make sure they are seaworthy.
And the city also says if a boat owner refuses to come in off the bay, it won't force them to leave. However, if a boat leaves, a new one will not be allowed to take its place.